are you guys doing to train the local staff? With my answer, I'll associate it with the trade. After graduating from the apprenticeship, I was very skilled in all aspects of framing, drywall, lath, and welding. As my career progressed, I learned blueprints, layout, and eventually being a foreman, general foreman, and estimator. Sounds pretty well-rounded. But in a 4-year apprenticeship, there was no way I was going to learn concrete forms, finish work, pile driving, being a millwright. So in many ways, the union and working here at the union is as vast as the trade. So just like the trade, it takes years to master all of these aspects. However, as carpenters, we've got this uniqueness to the industry that we've got world-class training centers, and we got our International Training Center in Las Vegas. The union staff regularly gets sent to learn techniques and skills of what I just mentioned, along with training for leadership, communication skills, and union policies. Are we heading into a recession, and if so, what will our industry look like? Nobody has a crystal ball or knows what or how we're going to come out of this crisis, but the writing's on the wall and it doesn't look good. We have a crashing stock market, surging unemployment. There's empty shelves at the grocery store. It's nearly impossible to simply hit the reset button and act like nothing happened. So I'm afraid to say that we're probably heading in for some tough times. I was in Las Vegas in 2008 when the market crashed. We went from averaging 18 million man hours a year down to 2 million man hours a year. And one thing I learned as carpenters, we should always be preparing for the next recession because it happens. And there's things that happen that are beyond our control. So if and when layoffs do happen, we've learned from our past and things that we should be doing. And it's time to come into the training centers and get those new certifications. It's time to learn how you can help this union organize so we're not undercutting our own contracts. It's time for us to stick together like we've never stuck together before. We got to shore each other up. We got to make sure that when we do come out of this, we're stronger than ever. But we never lost market share because the non-union suffered also. So this is the time to capitalize onto expanding our market share, getting into areas that we didn't get to once before. We're ready for the fight, and as long as the members are sticking together on this, we can make sure that we keep on expanding our work to keep our members busy and to keep them paychecks coming in. My job was affected by the pandemic, and when will I go back to work? It's a tough question because, many jobs were shut down due to this corona crisis. And, some of it was because they couldn't accommodate the social distancing and they couldn't make the job safe. But for the most part, it was due to financing and the, things out of our control with the stock market and, in the world's economic crisis. Every job has its unique circumstances. But on the jobs that have been shut down, I promise you this, we are having constant conversations with the contractors, the developers, and the owners of the projects to say, what can the union do to help get that job fired back up? And what can we do to get our members back to work? What is our union doing during the COVID-19 pandemic? I can't stress enough how close we were to the entire industry shutting down. These shelter-in-place orders were going out, and we were scrambling to do everything we could to keep it open. March 1st, 2020 seems like a decade ago. It was and still is a scary time. Nobody had an owner's manual on how to handle COVID-19. You didn't see the word pandemic in any of our labor agreements, and getting this figured out as fast as we could. In Southern California, our executive secretary, Dan Langford, was working with Mayor Garcetti on a daily basis on how do we keep the jobs safe and how do we keep them open. I myself was appointed by the governor of Nevada to chair a task force to do the same. We collaborated with OSHA, Department of Industrial Relations, county health departments to offer professional advice from our perspective. We worked hand in hand with our union contractors to institute best practices, temporal scanning, hand washing stations, and social distancing on the job site. We have ordered and started distribution of more than 65,000 face coverings. If any of our members contracts the virus, we're going to issue them a $500 check. We're going to give them assistance to navigate through the healthcare red tape and share our knowledge of these federal laws that have been placed for COVID relief. Policing the union jobs was not enough. We can do a good job maintaining safety on our own projects. However, it would take one or two sloppy policies on a non-union job to get us all shut down. Or even worse, you get a vendor or a ready-mix truck driver or somebody that's going from job site to job site, and it increases the spread and our members get sick. So we instituted a website hotline for non-union construction workers to be able to call in and report things onto their job, and that's nvcd.org. So I think that we've, this has only been a month that we've been at this. We've really come up with some rock solid policies. We've done good because our numbers of the spread are a lot slower than the general public. And if everybody followed our lead, maybe you'd feel a little safer going out there, out onto the jobs. In closing, I'm absolutely confident that we're going to face more challenges and things are going to come up and that we've never seen before. But again, we've been through tough times. And as long as we remain organized, watch each other's back, and keep focusing on making this union strong, we're going to come out of this all right. I encourage you to continue to check in on our website at www.swcarpenters.org for the latest information of what's going on out there. And as soon as we find out information, we're going to make sure to share it. Listen, the men and women of this organization make me so proud. And continue to be safe out there, build magnificent stuff, and let's work together on getting through this. And this is we'll look back at this in history and say, remember how we pulled that off. Thanks, Carpenters.